Hey guys, VST Tutorials. Finally getting around to actually doing some more tutorials. As you could probably tell if you've been following my SoundCloud channel, that this is a sort of alternate version of Hush. And one synth I want to focus on specifically is, as soon as I get into a loop, is this one. I'm going to mute it so you can hear. Yep. So it's just that high-pitched whoop synth. I've gotten a few requests on it, so figured I'd actually show you how I made it. So first thing I'm going to do, here's the channel that it's already on. I'm just going to initiate that combinator and just have an empty patch, and we'll get started. Okay, there we go. My computer's acting slow for some reason, so excuse me for that. Okay, so first going to open up a Thor polysonic synthesizer. Nothing to do up here. Go show programmer. First one's going to be an analog. Set the waveform to square. Set the PW to 64. Alright, then open up another analog. Set the waveform to square and just bring the PW down to 14. And then set in the low pass ladder filter the frequency all the way up to 21.6. And then in the filter envelope bring the decay and sustain all the way up, release and attack all the way down. Now for the tricky part. I'm just going to do this, first. In the modulation matrix, set the first source to mod envelope, or you could set the first two sources to mod envelope. Then the first destination, oscillator 1, pitch. Second one, oscillator 2, pitch. And then bring the amount all the way up to 100. Then in the mod envelope, set the attack to 274. Bring the decay up, or no, bring it down to about 2.75. And then the release set to 507. There it is. Okay, now what this is going to be doing is that it's just going to bring the pitch upward at a very quick rate, which causes sort of the whooping sound to it. I'm going to just come down into a channel to show you what I mean. And there it goes. And you notice the notes I have drawn are very, very quick notes. I just draw them out at 32 and then just shorten them at 164. The reason being is because if you hit the note, now this isn't finished yet, but if you hit the note like really quickly, then you sort of get that whooping noise. But if you hold down the note, then it goes and then stays at a certain pitch. So just to get that whooping noise, the notes have to be very, very rapid or very, very short. So just to give this synth a little bit more grit, we could open up a scream for distortion. Set the type to distortion, of course, and then bring the P1 and P2 all the way up. And then you could afford to bring up the damage control a little bit, but that really depends on however much you want, the synth to start to can't talk for some reason, to sort of stand out. It could be either smooth in the mix somewhere. If you want it to be a smoother sound, then you can just bring down the damage control, but if you want it to be a much grittier, higher distortion sound than bring the damage up. Alright, and one thing that I usually like to do just to give the synth a little bit more atmosphere is to open up an RV7 digital reverb, and I like the initiated patch hall, and I just bring down the dry wet to about like 35, 40, somewhere around there, which I usually don't like bringing the dry wet up that high. I usually have it much more subtle than that, but for this synth you kind of need a bit of an atmosphere, otherwise it's just going to sound like something sort of layered onto the mix. It's not going to flow along with the rest of it. Now for some EQing, this really sort of depends on like your speaker type, or how it sounds to you, but I just always found it useful to turn on the high shelf and bring the gain up slightly to about 2.5, 3, somewhere around there, or 2.6, give or take, 3, somewhere around there, just to hit that high end a little bit more. So, this is just very easy synth to make, but very, very useful. Especially if you're making Moombacore, or in some cases dubstep. So, hope you enjoy using this. Yeah. If you just like my last video when I, with the giveaway, if you make any synths with, or if you make any songs with this synth, I'd really love to hear it. So feel free to leave video response in below with the comments, and I'll be sure to check those out. So, again, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a nice day.